Hi, I'm Parris, the author of the Dark World series. Welcome back to my channel. The last witchcraft-centered video I did was a simple money blank jar spell. You can substitute that for anything you want. We used herbs, we used jar, we talked about intent and all that good stuff. Today I'm going to do a quick little video on a few techniques to heal yourself, maybe even 2 techniques to heal yourself. This does not mean that you're going to be able to do any tremendous amount of healing, as tremendous amounts of healing takes a very long time considering where your energy level is at. But this video is just going to focus on 2 little things. I'm not going to go that in depth with it. So moving into the video. To heal yourself, the easiest way is to envision a bright gold or white gold light around yourself. You can do this when you wake up in the morning or before bed, or throughout the day if you need to. If a particular part on your body is ailing you, all you need to do is focus. Just take 5 minutes out of your day, 3 minutes out of your day if possible, and just focus that white gold light on the part of your body that is injured or hurt, or your organ, or whatever the case is, and just affirm or have intent behind, say, this organ is healing completely in every way. Just make it something that's safe, present, and you believe it's happening. That's the way to do any type of magic, as you will. It's very straightforward. If you don't meditate regularly, it is pretty hard. I recommend, if you do want to get into it, you pick up yoga if possible, or you sit and meditate for starting off at least 3 minutes a day, because meditating is very hard. And the point of meditation is not to close off your mind. It's to allow your thoughts to wander past, but not get tied to them. This is detachment. Not detachment in the sense that you don't have any worldly possessions, that's not detachment. Detachment is being aware of your thoughts, being aware of your anxiety, being aware of the way your brain changes when you're having a depressive episode, and not attaching it to yourself, not feeling as though it is you. Yeah, it may suck. Speaking from experience, it definitely sucks to have anxiety and have depression and have an illness, but if you're able to reach that point, because it takes a while, this is not something that will happen immediately. If you're able to reach that point where you're able to separate yourself from whatever ails you and see it from a detached, emotionless point of view, then you're able to begin to really start healing and disconnecting yourself from it. For me, just for some experience, for some background for many of you, I was an anxious mess, but what had changed was I was feeling the anxiety in me, and it no longer felt like it was me. Like before, it felt like, oh God, I'm anxious, oh no, something's happening to me. This anxiety for me is born out of a weakened immune system, because I was premature. I was born, I was 1 pound 10 ounces, my immune system and heart didn't get a chance to fully develop and all that fun stuff. So I perceive things as like fight or flight really easily. Like everything in my life scares me, like everything. When I was younger, it was way worse. Now, of course, you live and you learn, you get experiences, and you learn that, like, okay, things are gonna suck, you have to deal with that. Things are gonna be good, you have to deal with that. Living my life and getting out of my shell, I stopped using the anxiety as like a oh no, I did that because I'm anxious and you have to forgive me. No, it should be, I did that because I'm anxious and I'm sorry, and I will monitor myself and work on myself to make sure that it doesn't happen again. Whatever mental illness you have, it's not an excuse to treat other people badly. And we may get caught up in, we're going through something terrible, no one understands us, but it's self-awareness and emotional intelligence is the real key to any type of healing. Learning who you are is the best defense you have against these types of illnesses, mental illnesses. As far as physical illnesses and this healing technique, it will take anywhere between a couple hours to a month, depending on the severity of the illness, for you to heal it. But of course, you should also go to a surgeon, go to the doctor, get medicine, take your medicine with it. This just trains your brain. It's not gonna be like you just think it and then it happened. You will probably be led to the perfect doctor who has, the perfect medicine that can get you the thing that you need, and it'll heal you in however many days or months or whatever. That's how energy works. It goes, easiest way to get you what you want is the way that energy works. So if you start doing a healing, I liken the technique I explained in the beginning of that video, I liken that to just covering all your bases. If you're going and taking care of yourself and going to the doctor and getting what you need to heal your illness, coming home and doing the meditation is just the icing on the cake. It may help for you, it may not help for you, but the point is that it teaches you to take your life and your experiences and your body into your own hands and take responsibility for yourself. For me, I didn't do that for the longest time. I really didn't have a good self-esteem. I didn't take responsibility for myself in the way I should have. I blamed others for everything. And when I started meditating at 13, eventually, several years later, really, the meditations really helped me quiet my mind and really helped me like see things differently and come to terms with the fact that other people's shit is not my shit, and I don't need to take their stuff on. They're not obligated to take my stuff on. The world doesn't revolve around me. I can only do what I can do for myself. And that's another way to heal, is to just take responsibility, own up to your fault, work on those faults, and really learn how to be a full person, because that is the meaning of life, is to, in my opinion, is to wake up every day happy to live your life and happy to exist in your body, however that body may look. And people may be watching this like, well, it really sucks to wake up every day because my body like sucks, it's bent, it's terrible, it's horrible. Like I'm sitting here after 3 hours of streaming and my neck is killing me because I have scoliosis. So I understand. My back is on fire right now. I really want to make this video, so I'm powering through it. But I've lived with this pain my whole entire life. I don't know my life without this pain, but I don't focus on it too much. And then when I do focus on it, I do break down. I'm human. I do have my moments where I'm just like, I wish my spine was straight. I wish I was normal. I wish I wasn't crooked. Like, I have all those things. Witchcraft is not always, magical sparks and changing the world through sitting down in front of a candle. Witchcraft is the everyday, where you, like I said earlier, you wake up every day and you choose the day. You don't let that one thing ruin your whole day. And I know some of you are gonna say, well, I have this thing and that's whatever. And like, I get it. I have depression. I completely fucking understand. I was diagnosed in middle school. I completely get it. Your brain does not work the way other people's brains work. I understand that. But in my opinion, there has to be a point where we stop blaming the mental illness on my life is shit, this sucks, blah, blah, blah. We know, I know how much it sucks. But it sucks to say, nobody wants to hear that. Trust me, I've complained to like my whole family, everyone I know, my brain, I'm feeling really weak and sad, and I just, I go really bad places mentally. People would they'd be there for you at first, but people would eventually, fall away and be like, you're just a burden. People don't want to hear that. So I advise you, if your depression or anxiety is debilitating your life to that point, I suggest you talk to someone, a professional, not your friends, don't burden your boyfriend or girlfriend with your issues. Talk to a professional, because that is the only person that can help you at that point. And don't blame your significant other or your family for not understanding your brain if they don't have it themselves. And even if they do have it themselves, they won't have it the same way you do. They won't have the same triggers, they won't have the same mental capacity that you do. So I see this a lot online. It's like people are like, well, you can't say that to me because I have XYZ. And it's just like, whoa, we need to step outside of ourselves, if at all possible for you. Because I know it's not, and it's really, really, really hard for people with anxiety and depression to step outside of themselves for 2 seconds and see how they might come off to other people until it's too late. That's been my entire life. But you have to make the effort. If people are pushing you away and they don't want to help you, and you're like, everybody sucks, I don't like anyone, what's happening? I implore you to take a step back, write down what happened objectively in the situation, and really step back and see, okay, I said this thing that was hurtful. That's objectively hurtful. I see why they took it that way. I see why they walked away from me. I see why they don't want to help me anymore. You have to take responsibility for your part in the way you make people feel. Yes, your brain might be a tub of mush. It's a mess in there. But you have to take the steps to be better yourself before other people may want to help you. Because if you're a raven of terribleness, trust me, the nicest people around you will start to step away from you. And that's happened to me, and I've had to really step back and think, okay, wow, you know, Sharon, you really messed up by saying that or doing that thing. You have to make it right somehow. Or even if you can't make it right, you just have to be at peace with the fact that you said something or did something that's messed up, and you might have been going through an episode at the time, you might have been having a panic attack at the time, but it's your responsibility, regardless of whatever you're going through, to recognize how you talk to people. And it's just, that's the other technique, is just owning up to your shit and really like not letting it control you. Like, don't use your mental illnesses as an excuse. Don't just be a shitty person just because you're mad that day. Like, it's just simple stuff. I mean, it's hard if you've never done it before, but that's a big part of witchcraft. Is outside of all the frilly stuff and all the magic and the stones and the crystals and the herbs, the real shit is really looking at yourself in the mirror and doing the work on yourself. I know some people call it shadow work. I didn't know that was the term. I've been doing this my whole life. I just call it what it is. It's like you're just looking at yourself and you're recognizing your faults and you're changing it. That's the best way to heal long term, is actively being present every day for as long as you can. It's called the flow, where you are present in the now. The anxiety is gone because you're not focused on the past, you're not focused on the future, you're focused on what you're doing now. If you can reach flow, you will have a better understanding of what I'm talking about, and you will have a better understanding of how to heal yourself in a way that works for you. If you can't sit and meditate 5 days, if you can't sit and meditate for at least 5 minutes every day, walking through your house or being present is a way to meditate as well. Being in flow is a form of meditation. And that might work more for Americans who are not used to taking a second, or if you're just not used to taking that second for yourself, because it can be scary. Taking that second for yourself can be terrifying, but if you're not used to it, I suggest you start that way. By going for a walk, you breathe in, you're just present with yourself, you're feeling your feelings, you're not hiding any of your feelings, you're just letting it all, not out, but you're just allowing it to come up to the surface, and then you're watching it go away. That's what flow is. That's what healing yourself is. Once you're able to recognize that you are not your emotions, you have come a very, very, very long way. Because we are not taught as children how to handle our emotions. And if you are, freaking amazing. I wish I was when I was a kid, but that is a massive way to heal yourself. Those are 2 simple ways on how to heal yourself. I know they don't sound that simple. They're probably not as airy-fairy and witchcrafty as you may think, but that is the real work. If you consider yourself a witch of any kind, making a big effort to heal yourself in the most earnest way, where you are honest with yourself every day, is the #1 rule of any type of witchcraft. You have to be present and aware, and you have to know yourself inside and out. Like, you have to know your likes, dislikes, like, outside of anybody else's opinions. You have to know who you are for yourself. And if you like this video, please let me know. I'm Parris. This was another witchcraft-centered video, and I will have another one for you at some point. Let me know what you want me to talk about. I can do tarot cards, I don't know. But I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.